Hey guys, today what we're going to be doing is going over SellerAmp's advanced search feature function. This was recently added to SellerAmp software and it is a game changer for all SellerAmp users. We'll be able to use filters to find products and then we'll be able to easily go into Google, look for a product or use Arbisource's reverse search function to find a store to get them products to sell. This week they have just released a new update to the advanced search feature, and in this video we're going to go over that to make sure that we're up to date. We're going to look at the different functions which has been added and see if we could get an advantage from them. Let's get to the video. So to start off with, we need to be going to the SellerAmp software. This is obviously selleramp.com. We need to be logging in. If you haven't watched the video last week, it's up here. But last week we also showed you how to get to the advanced search function, and it was actually under the My Account. As you can see from the update, they have now moved the advanced search function just to this top bar here, just next to the search product. So you can press that. And from here you can now see that we have been supplied with some templates from SellerAmp just to try and target certain products. As you can see here, we've added the good deal, recent out of stock, top sellers in category, and Amazon to Amazon flips. This top bar was originally where we would see our save searches. So if you wanted to save your search like we did last week, what you can do is get to them by pressing this tab up at the top here. So save search, and you could then rerun them searches which you have saved. In this video what we're going to do is go over these different filters, these templates, see how effective they are, where we get an advantage, and possibly make some alterations as well. So you can see here the good deal, we have got a brand. It is going to be targeting the 90-day average, top 150,000. Product weight, I'm assuming that's grams, so 10 kilograms or 10,000 grams. We've got the Amazon offer availability, product rating as 3, rating count as 3 and above. We've also got the 90-day out of stock for Amazon on this listing as well. And we are sorting by the sales rank, as you can see here, the current, ascending. And because we're doing this search and sorting by that, we are going to get the fastest selling products of that brand which we put in. Let's go over this filter. We'll go over my interpretations, see if we can refine it, possibly make it better. Let's have a look at the results it pulls in if we run this search just as it is. So press run. As you can see here, we have got a few products. We are targeting the products obviously with Amazon over 50% of the time out of stock, so you will be able to see that orange shading. We have got some products where they actually are in stock. A lot of these offers are showing no offers, so that means that we have got an advantage. You would obviously want to be looking at the previous sales history. A lot of these products, in my opinion, are priced too low, so as one thing we can do to refine it is possibly put a buy box price at a certain level or a 90-day average, and that's just meaning that we're going to get products at a certain height, because if you're buying a product to sell for £5, that means you've got to be paying extremely little to make a decent amount of profit. But as you can see here, we have got lots of different categories, we've got lots of different types of products. A few of these digital music, we've got Prime Video, so we may want to be putting a refinement in to avoid these sort of categories. But let's go back now and see how I would make some changes to these filters to get better results. So we're back at the good deal filter. We're going to put a brand in here, so I'm going to put Lego in just for an example. We know that a lot of people can sell Lego and it is a really profitable item as well. The sale rank, 90-day average, because we're in the toys category, 150,000 is going to be okay. We have got to be just a little bit careful when we are doing the sales rank, because if you go too wide, you will be finding some of the slower sellers as well. But for me, I think 150,000 in the toy category, because that is quite a big category in the UK, that is going to be perfectly fine. We have got the product weight here. Usually Lego isn't too heavy, and personally this weight is too high for me. At 10 kilograms, we've got to remember we will be paying higher fees to be sending these products in. Usually, if you was sending 10 kilogram plus items in, you'd be thinking about palletizing and thinking about the logistics when you are looking into these products. So I am going to change this to 4 kilograms just because I am on Lego, and Lego doesn't really weigh too much. Possibly the bigger sets weigh just over 4 kilograms, but I think 4 kilograms is quite nice for what we've got. Now we've got the Amazon offer availability, and some of these filters can be used in a number of ways. Having this brought to the attention on the new search templates, it is quite good because there's some hidden advantages and some of these filters which we can use to get an advantage over Amazon. So we really want to be looking into these as well. Personally, I wouldn't have them all on at the same time. If you did want to get over that, we can be pressing it again and taking that tick off. And same again with the brand. If you was wanting to avoid a brand, you can now type in a brand which you know you can't sell, and you can press this stop button. So you are clicking to exclude, and it'll appear like this. But with no Amazon offer exists, that means you're not going to want to be competing with Amazon. They're possibly never been on the listing or they're currently out of stock. That will be working well with this 90-day out of stock filter with Amazon. If you have got Amazon offer is in stock and shippable, mixing that with this 90-day out of stock, that is going to mean that Amazon is going to be on the listing currently, but they may be having supply issues, so going in and out of stock for the last 90 days. Potentially with these results, you might also bring in newer listings. So personally for me, I don't want to be looking at newer listings. I want to be looking at the historic data to give us that educated analysis of the product so we know about the history of that product. The Amazon offer is a pre-order. To be honest, I never use that sort of filter because as a pre-order, that means it's going to be usually a new type of product. And as an arbitrage seller, we're not going to have the advantage of getting that stock before it's out in stores. That is more as if you was either working with a brand directly, potentially working with a distributor or wholesaler. We also have the Amazon offer availability is unknown. To be honest, this filter does really confuse me. If you know a bit more about that filter, please drop it in the comments below because that filter just totally confuses me. So I turn these ones off, but the Amazon offer is a back order and Amazon offer shipped is delayed. These ones can be a little hidden gem. If you utilize these ones, this means that you could be sending your product into Amazon and potentially getting the buy box over Amazon because your shipping will be a lot faster than if it was a back order or if the shipping of the product is delayed. So this is kind of a little bit of a hidden advantage of using these ones. Obviously, you still have to analyze the product to make sure that it's still profitable. But I thought showing these two features, these are really good hidden gems, and I use these ones in my own business personally. If we go to product rating, in my opinion, 3 is a little bit low. I like to source products which are 4 stars or above. We don't want to be getting negative feedback because one of our products which we've chose is just not a good product, and that is reflect on our seller account. So personally, that one I do change to 4. And the product rating count, I like to have products which have got a bit of long term. Like I said, we need to have that educated analysis before we start purchasing that product to sell. So when I'm looking, I want to have a bit of a history of that product to see the actual pricing, the off count, see the story of the listing. So I would be looking more at like 50 to 100 reviews really. have a little bit of time. You don't have to do 50, but we're going to do 30 for the sake of you. And then we have got the 90-day out of stock, and this one's really good. This is showing that Amazon is going to be having problems keeping up with demand. Therefore, they're looking for third-party sellers like ourselves to be fulfilling the orders. And most of these products have gone out of stock because they are usually the faster selling products. What I'll be doing is adding potentially a 30-day average price there, just so then we're avoiding the products which are selling too low. Because if you're looking at products which sell for £5, like I said earlier in the video, you'll be struggling to purchase them to make a profit on them. So let's run this search, see how well we do, if there's any products out there. And as you can see here, bringing products up already, £54, max cost 32. We have got the suppliers, a number of different suppliers there, so you could have a look at that. Some of these may be in and out of stock. I know Fenwick does sell out really quickly, so that one is out of stock. It would be nice if we did have a little probably icon here just to see if it was in or out of stock, but it is bringing us a number of different products in. We have got gift cards coming up, which personally we could have probably put a category to avoid on that, but we have got some other products here. As you can see, it's Amazon's out of stock. We have got some here where Amazon's possibly late shipping. As you see, you've got the orange line, but we don't have that pink line to show a buy box. So we have got some opportunities here, and this would be a good place to probably start to look for products. And this will be a good place to start utilize products, looking at obviously the reverse search, or if you haven't watched the previous video, you can obviously go and do that Google search, looking for suppliers which potentially would get that product for, using cashback or coupons. Moving on now, we have got the recent out of stock template, and this one is very simple. As you can see here, the offer count is 0, so that means no one's actively selling the product at the moment. And we also have the offer count new 30-day average. As we have here, we have the offer count new 30-day average, which is 5 offers which has been previously selling this product. Obviously, they're now gone out of stock. These may be faster selling listings. Obviously, to lose 5 sellers on a listing and then totally sell out, we could be targeting some faster sellers. If you wanted to, I would recommend adding that buy box price again, just so then we're avoiding the products which are really slow. So you go to prices, we could go to the buy box with shipping, and then I'll be looking at this 30-day average. We don't want to be doing the buy box price because that is going to show us if there is a buy box, we have no one selling on these listings. So you've got to realize that would not be there. But I would be putting this around £20 for example, and as you can see, we are going to run. This is going to give us products which has been selling for averagely £20. No sellers on here. The offer count is going to be missing. With this search, we are missing the buy box, so we are not going to be able to get a max cost. So further analysis is going to be needed on these products. It would be always good to have a quick look on Google and Arbisource reverse search to see if you can find anything. We have got a few products here which look like private label, for example this one. So you have got to do a bit more due diligence when you are looking out of stock. One thing I will be watching out for is obviously sometimes we're going to be finding these products where they actually sell quite slowly and they've all of a sudden dropped 5 sellers. So what I would be doing is considering why this has happened, if it's a private label seller or there's been an IP complaint issued. So you can be looking for them faster selling products. If you wanted to target the faster sellers and avoid potential IPs and look for them out of stock listings, what you could do is go to add criteria here. We go to sales rank, and we can look at the sold in past month, and you'll be able to put that as a 50 potentially as confirmed sales, and then we could run this search again. And as you can see here, we've got 600, 800, 300, 50, 50, 200. And these are going to be a great opportunity. As you can see, it's brought more results for us where the offers have just sold out because of the speed of the sales. And that is how I would possibly refine the out of stock. Moving on now, we will go to the top sellers in category. This one is very similar to the good deals. Maybe you'd want to think about the good deal template, add some of them filters into the top sellers category. Major differences in this is the good deal was targeting brands and the top sellers is targeting categories. We've got the category, we're looking at the different categories. If you wanted to avoid them categories, like say we could go down here, we could press the stop sign. And we've got the sales rank current to 1,000. In my opinion, that is a little bit too low. Most of these listings are going to have Amazon on the listing, whereas we'll be competing with them, which isn't a problem, but you want to be making sure that they are sharing the buy box, so we would add a filter to counteract that problem. We have got product variations here, and there's a count of 1. So this is looking for products where there's no variations and all the sales are just solely on that product which we're looking at. If you wanted to play and refine them searches, like I said, what you could do is go to this add search criteria. We could go to the buy box, we could go to new, and then we could make sure that Amazon is sharing that buy box. Looking at 30 days, and then you'd put a maximum there, let's say 75%. This isn't always going to give us the exact results which we want, because sometimes it's going to say that the listing is suppressed, sometimes it's going to be out of stock, but it means that not just Amazon is solely on there, and that means they're not going to share the buy box if you jumped onto that listing. We could also add another feature where we look at the buy box, new, and then go down to the win account. So this is going to tell us how many people have actually won on the buy box. So you could say, for example, 3 people have won the buy box in the last 30 days. And let's give this a try, see what the results look like. As you can see here, once again, because we are targeting them faster selling products, usually what we're going to be doing is getting some products where we are getting low sale price. This would be a great opportunity to counteract this problem by using the sale price and put in that minimum pricing. But you can see we have got a few different Pokemon cards. We've got Nerf here, got NDA toys, a little bit too expensive. We have got all sorts of different products, and it's going to give us a nice amount of results. Let's now move on to the A2A flips one, because I'm sure everybody wants to do A2A. There's a big hype about A2A at the moment. And as you can see here, we've got the filters in for A2A. Sales rank 90-day average is up to 50,000. We've got off counts 3 to 30. 90 days out of stock for Amazon, 50% or above. Product rating 3 or above. And then we've got this buy box with shipping, 1 day drop percentage. From this, it looks like we're looking for products where Amazon's got supply issues by looking at that 90-day out of stock. And this is the most important filter which it comes to when you're looking at Amazon to Amazon. If you don't know what Amazon to Amazon is, I will do a video on that. But it's essentially buying from Amazon to sell back onto Amazon. So we're looking for a price drop to go ahead then and purchase that product to sell back onto Amazon. With this filter, it is not going to bring up a lot of results. That is the nature of doing Product Finder using these drop filters. There's not many products which drop in price 50%. And sometimes if there is a big drop, what you would have to do is then purchase it quickly, because a lot of people get notifications if they're using softwares like Arbisource, where it's got a monitor keeping track of the products. Just got to be aware that sometimes these results are not going to show up too many. A possible alteration which you could make is put in that buy box price a little bit higher, looking for a lower drop. So if you went to £50, for example, you don't need to have a drop of 50% for that product to be profitable. It might be around the 40%, potentially 30%. You've just got to bear this in mind when you are using this A-to-A flips, that not all these products are going to be good ones, because most likely they're going to be private label sellers trying to put an offer on for the customer, and they're not going to be a genuine price drop to be purchasing. With this filter, you've got to be very careful and not get drawn in too much. Keep rescanning it, because the results aren't going to be amazing. You can, like I say, make a few alterations, but this one, as you can see here, if we run it, we haven't even got 50 results on this search either, but you can see we have got these big drops. When I do the A-to-A video, what we'll do is go over how you would analyze these as well, because not all of them are actually worth purchasing. Like, you wouldn't be purchasing this product here, this t-shirt, because the price has recently gone up, and then it's only got a price alert because it's dropped back down. It doesn't usually sell at this price at £100 for a t-shirt. Just got to bear that in mind when you are using the A-to-A feature. It's good that they've put it in there, because I do like the fact that they've gave you some really awesome filters on these templates to go ahead, take advantage of and use them. And it gives you a bit more experience with using filters and doing this sort of searching to find products yourself. I know that this video was a little bit longer. You probably didn't expect it to be that long, but it is very important to understand these filters, have a look at them and utilize them in a certain way. So hopefully this video has gave you a bit more experience and understanding of what filters do, how can we utilize them, how can we refine them and take advantage. If you'd love more videos about filters like this, what you need to do is drop a message in the comment, because then I'll understand what you guys are after and I could do that video to suit you. If you're just looking at SellerAmp today, I'm highly confused. What you need to be doing is going checking out some of my other videos. And if you're not using SellerAmp already, there's a 14-day trial in the description of this video. So I hope you like this video, and what I'll do is I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers!